Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new video of Comic Force. It's me Abby, and today we are going to discuss a really unique comic, which is very different from any other comics. And before we begin, I would just like to say that I'm sorry for not uploading the videos. I was busy with my exams, and then comics took too long to arrive, and there were some issues too. And Watchmen itself, we are gonna review it today. One of the most unique comic I've read. I barely read 10 comics, but still it's a unique one amongst all of them. Anyhow, this comic was really long. It took me really like 2 weeks to finish this. Even though I tried to finish it quick as possible because I was trying to read so many comics at the same time. I was trying to read this. I was reading Mad Fractions Batman issue number 3 and 4 at the same time, and I was even reading Green Lantern Earth 1. So, I was trying to finish this comic really quick. Anyhow, this is the compact edition of the comic. I usually like the compact edition, I think they are really good. Although I don't own a whole trade paperback or a hardcover comic, but soon I will buy a add that into my collection as well. Anyhow, this is the compact edition of this comic, really goodly binded, and it's really thick. You guys can definitely see that. And it was written by Alan Moore, and the art is by Dave Gibbons, and it's a DC compact thriller comic. And this is the reprint edition. The original, it came with the old DC logo, and this is the spine of the comic. As you can see, there is Manhattan there, and short form of both writers and the artist, and the logo. On the back side, it is it just tells a bit about it. Alan Moore, he also wrote the Swamp Thing comic, and I have yet to read that comic as well. And Dave Gibbons, he has worked on Green Lantern Corporation, which is a good comic, I believe. Anyhow, Watchmen was a comic released back in 1986, and it was a monthly comic. Issue came monthly. There were in total 12 issues, and it's a really good story. The let Today's video, it will be a spoiler-free review mostly, and because this comic is pretty unique, so I thought maybe I should make the video in two parts. The first will focus on the main review, and the second part, it will focus on my perspective on this comic, like the ideas of it, like what it told us about different things in this comic, especially the ending. Anyhow, uh compact are like this, there's a black page, and then there's usually this art here, and then the paper quality, it's matte. Let me just show. See, it's matte paper quality, not glossy, and I actually prefer matte paper quality because glossy can get a bit dirty, and it's not too worth it. Actually, it is worth it, but I just prefer matte paper over that. Anyhow, this comic is around 416 pages, I believe, and we don't get any extra content this, but in the end, it does recommend us some other comic like The Killer Joke, Swamp Thing, and Superman Man of Tomorrow. I believe that's what the name is. I was gonna buy this comic V for Vendetta, but I heard it's about politics mostly, so I'm not into much politics stuff, so I am I'm bit hesitant about it. We got Superman Red Sun. It's my most anticipated comic coming in 2026. It's an old comic, but its compact is coming, so I'm waiting for that, and it will launch in April. It's a long time. Anyhow, we have already reviewed Court of Owls and All Star Superman. Far Sector, I personally want to buy, but I'm not much interested as it's not the main Green Lantern. It's not John Stewart nor even Hal Jordan, so bit hesitant about that. Batman Hush, I have upstairs, and I'll review it soon. Moreover, we have Wonder Woman Earth 1, American Vampire Book 1, and Joker. Anyhow, let me just tell a quick about the story. The story is about it is a world alternate reality in which superheroes are dead. Superheroes exist, and due to their existence, mostly they are vigilantes instead of like superpower. So like only main one is this guy. He's Dr. Manhattan, and he's like you'll see his tragic backstory. Anyhow, the most of them due to them the war's outcome changed. World War was won by someone else. Cold War was won by someone else, and then the story accelerates with a former hero died, and another hero. You can see him here, Ross Ratch. His name is very difficult to pronounce personally. He starts to investigate, and it's the story is about the whole Watchmen is about morality, responsibility, and the difficulties, and perspectives. The each character in this comic is really unique and very different from each other. Like they don't even feel same. Like in most of the comics which I read personally, there are some similarities in each character, different characters, but Watchmen is a really unique comic, and each character feels really unique, and they're very different. They got different ideologies and different perspectives, and I really like that. Although now let's discuss some downsides which I felt in this comic. Like first of all, it is way too much lengthy, but I guess it's just my problem. Maybe some people like lengthy comics. Anyhow, the pace was very slow, especially for a new reader like me. So I would recommend new readers to not buy this comic. Like not now. It's not the right time to buy this, and maybe in the future. Anyhow, uh, it's an adult comic. Like it got so much adult stuff in it. Like it's not definitely recommended for the kids. Anyhow, much more the it's also confusing. Like the first chapter of the comic, it's very scattered, and more you read the more that scatterness close, and the packets came close to each other, the different differences which were. Anyhow, moreover there's just a boring stuff in the comic too. After the chapter ends, there is this extra newspaper stuff which is really is essential for the story. Like it plays a really important role in understanding the comic, but it gets boring sometime later. My personal chapter, which was favorite in this comic, was chapter 4 and 6. Like those were best chapters for me. Like I personally like them, and chapter 6 literally, had some ideologies and told some stuff which really changed my personal perspective to the of this world. And it's literally a mirror of the reality. Like it shows what reality is, but the thing is that this comic actually have heroes. That's it. Real life doesn't have those people, but this does. That's only the difference. And there's a supernatural creature, Dr. Manhattan, and there's some fiction in this too. Actually it is fiction, but some fictional stuff. And the art itself in the comic is really beautiful. Dave Gibbons did a really good job personally, but still a bit weird. See the colors. This looks really majestic in my opinion. Anyhow, yeah, I can talk much about the comic because I will talk a lot about the things in this comic in the part 2 of the video. Overall, I really liked and enjoyed the comic, and if I had to rate this comic, I would really rate it around 8.5 or 8.75 out of 10. Mainly because of I don't like the political stuff in the comics. It was very slow paced. Those newspaper extra content that made it boring. Sometimes it got boring, and it's not recommended for the new readers. But for the casual readers, they might understand this is a really good comic, and if you understand it, that then you'll understand why it's so much people appreciate it so much. And yeah, it's overall good, but I would recommend to not buy this in compact form, unless you are have some budget problems, or go for the the big normal paperback or sometime hardcover, mainly because these novel stuff in this, it's really hard to read sometimes, and some dialogues it's also hard, and also the colors are that vibrant as I saw in those trade paperback, like I saw them online, and like they were way more vibrant than the compact one. But still, I would recommend for those who can handle like a lot of depth. It's a really good comic. It's thrilling, definitely. It really fulfills the thing they have written here. It is definitely a thrilling comic, and it got like so much mystery, so much thrilling, and like a really great detective story. The first half was detective, the second half was like I won't spoil, but it was the fight and stuff. Anyhow, that's all for today's video. Make sure to leave your review in the comments, and like I'll be uploading Matt Fraction's Batman review really soon, and I'll start the Batman Hush really soon too. And I will also upload the video on Green Lantern Volume 1, Earth 1, because it also deserves a video. Anyhow, that's all for today's video. Happy New Year to you all, and like take care and goodbye.